Okay, so moving on to question 4, which is our short questions. Again, it's 50 marks, and my email is on the screen there if you have any questions or comments. So in question 4, you must answer 8 parts, okay? And there's 6 marks, maximum of 6 marks for each part, and 1 additional mark to be added to each of the first 2 items for which the highest marks are awarded. So the first one is to state Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes. So this states that the volumes of reacting gases are in whole number ratio. So again, the text in bold are the key phrases, and they're quite strict about the definitions of the Lebensersatz, so make sure you get those right. Okay. Part B says how many neutrons in 4.6 grams of Na+. Now I do realize in the exam the formatting of this was not correct, so it didn't come out as is on the screen now. So I do apologize for that. I hope you're able to figure out what you needed for answering the question. So first of all, so we're going from grams to neutrons. So the first thing you got to do is you got to get the number of moles. So that's 4.6 divided by 23, which gives you 0.2 moles. So then you get the number of ions, and you do that by multiplying by Avogadro's number, 6 by 10 to the 23. So moles by Avogadro's number gives you 1.2 by 10 to the 23 ions. And 3 marks for getting that far. And the number of neutrons is 12 by our 1.2 by 10 to the 23. Why 12? Well, the number of neutrons is calculated by subtracting the atomic number from the mass number, 23 minus 11, and you get 1.4 by 10 to the 24 neutrons. All right, so the number of neutrons is unaffected by the fact that it's an ion, because that's a variation in the number of electrons. So there's your answer to part B. Part C, why is the water containing sewage continuously aerated at the treatment plant, and how is it aerated? So it's aerated to prevent oxygen levels dropping too low, and this is done using a mechanical rotor or by compressed air being bubbled into the tank. Right, the conjugate acid and the conjugate base of NH3, so straightforward there, NH4 plus for the conjugate acid, NH2 base, NH2 minus, apologies for the base, and that's just hit or miss for that question. Werner Heisenberg said that Bohr's picture of the atom was not completely satisfactory. What part of Bohr's theory did Heisenberg say was unsatisfactory, and state Heisenberg's uncertainty principle? So the part that was unsatisfactory was the idea of an electron traveling in a fixed path, and you can see the 2 key phrases that must be mentioned there, electron and fixed path. And then we have Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, which states that it's not possible to measure the exact position and momentum of an electron simultaneously, and you there have options instead of position, putting a location and momentum, energy and velocity, and so on. And I split the uncertainty principle into 2 parts there, 2 marks and 1 mark, to give you a total of 6 for that question. A sample of an oxide of nitrogen is found to contain 30.4% nitrogen. What is its empirical formula? So we've 30.4% of nitrogen, so that's 30.4 divided by 14, which is equal to 2.15. If there's 30.4% of oxygen, there must be 69.6% of, so 30.4% of nitrogen, 69.6% of oxygen. You subtract the 30.4 from 100. So you divide that 69.6 by 16 then to give you 4.35%. Sorry, just 4.35, not percent. And then you see your two answers there, 2.15 and 4.35. And you take the smallest answer, which is 2.15. You divide 2.15 by 2.15, you get 1. And then with the oxygen is 4.35 divided by 2.15, and you get 2. And that gives you your empirical formula, NO2. So we're onto an equilibrium one. When solutions of iron 3 chloride and potassium thiocyanate were mixed together in a test tube, a red color appeared, and the following equilibrium is established. And when the test tube was placed in ice water, the solution in the test tube became yellow. Is the forward reaction exothermic or endothermic? And justify your answer. So it is endothermic. Okay, why is this? Well, when you place it in the ice water, cooling the reaction, this always shifts the reaction in the exothermic direction. And we can see the color goes yellow, so it's been shifted to the left-hand side or in the reverse or the backward direction. So that means the reverse reaction must be exothermic, so the forward must be endothermic. Next question. Explain why benzene is so unreactive relative to ethene with regard to addition reactions. And this is because in benzene, the pi electrons are delocalized. So it doesn't have double bonds, whereas ethene has double bonds. So just talking about pi electrons being delocalized gets you 3 marks, and saying that ethene then has double bonds will get you the next 3 marks. Because addition reactions need double bonds, or are reactions that take place over double bonds. Define activation energy. So it's the minimum energy of colliding particles for a reaction to take place, or the minimum energy of particles or molecules for successful or effective collision to take place. So you must mention collisions or colliding. Why was the neutron the last of the subatomic particles to be discovered, and name the scientists who discovered the neutron? So they were the last to be discovered because they're neutral, or they have no charge, or they're hard to detect, and James Chadwick was our scientist. Define nitrogen fixation. So this is a part K, which is an option. Answer A or B. And only get marks for one of them. So define nitrogen fixation. It is the conversion of atmospheric nitrogen to nitrogen compounds that can be used or are useful or chemically reactive. Okay, so 6 marks for that. And then finally, give 2 structural differences between low density polyethylene and high density polyethylene. So you can see the differences there. You must have 2 matching differences. So short chain, long chain would be 3 marks. Much branching, little branching would be 3 marks. So any 2 of those 4 matching differences get you 6 marks. Okay. So that is question 4 done and dusted.